Much like many of you, I grew up in a home where you were verbally shamed or met with anger, sometimes rage, when you would express your emotions as a child. Yes. And listen, when I tell my story, I don't blame my parents. I just tell it how it was. You know what I mean? Not from a state of right or wrong, but just what happens as a result because of. And I think that's where we have to start getting with the conversation. It's not centered around blame anymore. You know what? I don't blame my parents that at 33 years old, I'm just now beginning to relearn that it's safe to express my emotions. It's safe to express how I feel. When I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm want to be quiet and I want space, I wasn't able to do that as a child. So as a result of that inability to express myself properly as a child, I went into adulthood shutting off my emotions. Even I made it I was so strong. I'm like, I don't feel anything. Weak sauce. That's not strength. And it led me down a pretty dark chapter of my life, I would snort things and, I put myself in some pretty wild situations because I didn't know how to regulate myself properly. And parents, if you shame your child or you guilt your child for expressing how they feel, or you meet them with anger and, resentment, or you give them the cold shoulder, or you cut off connection from them, you are setting your child up to fail. You know what I mean? And now I take it's my responsibility. It's not my parents' fault, but it's my responsibility to unlearn learned behavior. It's our responsibility. Otherwise, we're just going to continue repeating the cycle for generations and generations until we stop. You know what I mean? And don't even get me started on the fact that I grew up my entire life with asthma, whatever, that's a disease, autoimmune, whatever the doctors label it as, that's incurable. No, turns out my asthma was because I wasn't able to express how I felt. And now that I've started to express how I feel, I'm asthma free for over 2 years. Weird, right? Weird how when we begin to express ourselves and allow ourselves to connect with other people and really feel that emotion instead of shutting it off or being afraid of it, the physical symptoms begin to go away. I was on steroids and inhaler. I know what albuterol is. I had a breathing machine. I was sick 4 times a year. I was my mom's problem child.